Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Jam and Cheese Show. Cheese, the Roosters are back. You're back.
The dream's alive. The dream's alive. Glad we got the win. It was tough to start off the game. The Tigers come out strong. And I think we've started off slow the last two games, but fortunately we've toughed the game out, and it was a gritty win. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but we lost, a few players to injury, and there was a lot of shuffling, and these poor old legs had to actually play hooker minutes. It was a good win. I think Trent was stoked with the grittiness, and we moved forward. And finally, we can talk about the Bunnies game.
I know you're not taking. We're taking things a week at a time.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about finals? No,
no finals.
You got the Bunnies this week, and also I didn't realise this. I thought this was a winner takes all, goes on and plays finals, but there is a possibility that Roosters win and don't necessarily make the finals.
Yeah.
You're still reliant on either Cowboys or Raiders losing. But if both of those teams win, and you win,
it's unfortunate for us. But that's our own fault. But at the moment, you hear it a lot. You can only control the things you can control. So that'd be getting the win on Friday against the Bunnies. Other than that, that's in, I don't want to say God, but someone's hands.
I thought you were going to say in 4 days' time.
I
was like, you couldn't work that out.
The other results we can't control.
No,
so
you
Penrith,
can't.
don't rest your players, please. And Sharks, get Nico back on the field. That'll be great. Thank you.
I'll drink to that.
I'll send Kenny a message to, the Roosters would really appreciate a win. I don't think it got through to him.
On the Roosters' chances this Friday, he is arguably one of the best front rows of the modern era. What you see is what you get. He only
James
knows,
Graham.
He only knows one mode of being, and that's Jared Warea-Hargreaves. Now, the game was gone. The game was over. I think you should have been focusing on next week. Jared in what it's the wrong play to do. So you're actually supposed to, you'd know about kick pressure from inside out. He comes from outside in. So technically he's doing it wrong, but he does it anyway because he goes above and beyond. So were you at marker or at a defender? Because that should have been your job to kick pressure.
No, I was outside him.
Ah, you're outside him.
Yeah, I was bludgeoning.
So you told him, mate, go.
I was bludgeoning the halves.
Jared collects Api Coruscant late, high, gets himself on report, penalty. Then he also makes a coming together with Stefano Utoikamanu. I don't know if that was a headbutt. He got the match review committee had charged him 3 games for a headbutt, which I think is harsh, and 3 games for the late/high tackle on Api Coruscant. Now he's elected to fight. He's accepted the headbutt and fighting the contact on Coruscant, which for me boggles my mind. I thought he should have done it the other way, like accept the contact on Api and fight the headbutt. But Jared's.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not the Jared's adversary. I'd probably go with the same, but I think he's got the right people to help him in that process. I probably would not help whatsoever, but I think they're trying to fight.
I think you're underestimating yourself.
Yeah, I think they're trying to fight because the charge was a high contact, and I think they've gone through the video and they believe it's the first point of contact is the shoulder and the fact that he's falling. So, again, I don't know. I didn't get to watch the video with them. I don't know what they're seeing.
Well, if that's the case, then that's a fair argument. Whether or not he'll be successful, I mean, we've seen Valentine Holmes make a similar claim. Tom Burgess make a similar claim where the initial contact was shoulder and then it's head. But I can't actually. Obviously, it was a big event. I've not actually looked back and seen, has there been head contact or not?
Yeah, but I think also if it was if Jared really did hit him in the head, I don't think he's getting up to try fight Jared.
No.
I think
no, probably will, yeah.
Yeah, and he bounced up pretty quickly. If he's hitting him, if that's a flush shot to the head, you're thinking he's down for a bit longer. But Uppy might have one of them concrete heads. We don't know.
Well, to be fair as well, Jared's the severity of the sanction is the fact that this isn't his first rodeo.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, but with him accepting that 3-game suspension for headbutting Uitoi Ikamanu, he'll definitely miss this weekend's game. Now, who knows what will happen after that or with the other charge, but let's say Roosters don't make the 8. Will he miss the Kiwis as well?
I think he's done.
Is he done?
Yeah.
From internationals?
I don't know 100%, but the way I see it, I think he's over. The kids, that's the hard thing.
Yeah.
Just, I think the last World Cup took a massive toll on
that's
the
fair.
kids, and but who knows when that time comes. But I think that's the general thing I pick up. It was really tough 8 weeks away from them.
And then with Joey Manu, hamstring. What's the state of play with him? Is he a chance for Friday?
Well, yeah, they're trying to think, but they don't know the full extent of it and what the capabilities are. So that one's a touch and go. Hopefully he's able to be back. I would love him to be back, but at the end of the day, both those people, the injuries, from a club point of view, we just got to fucking move on. We just got to move on. Doesn't matter who's playing, who's not playing. We've got to move on and
can't dwell. Yeah,
we can't focus on that. I think one of the things when Melbourne Storm, when I played the Roosters in the 2018 grand final, we had this massive focus on whether Coops was playing or not, and it kind of ate into us a little bit.
The distraction.
It distracted us, and thinking he wasn't going to play wasn't good. So you got to learn to focus on what you can control, like I said before, and we've got a good enough side. They're missing players, we're missing players. We've got a good enough side to beat them. They've got a good enough side to beat us. At the end of the day, it's who rocks up on the day, and fortunately for us, we've got a bit of momentum, and we've been able to play without players already. So
there's a lot on the line. There's a lot of subplots, which always, like with any great sporting event, there's always good subplots.
Has it been this before though?
I can't recall. Obviously,
the rivalry though, it's never been like that. Like the Bunnies versus Roosters.
They've had some massive games before.
Yeah.
But with all these different things happening, is Tedesco sweet to play? Is he on track? Obviously, he was concussed.
I believe
the previous week. Yeah. So that's good news. But there's so much happening, and so much to talk about, and we're not even. The ball's not even being kicked.
Yeah.
What's it like? Obviously, I'm on the other side to it, where I'm, really interested in those subplots. What's it like in the inner sanctum there at the Roosters? Just a pure excitement.
Yeah, I don't really know, because I remember getting asked this question last time we played the Bunnies. Is there more that goes into it? But I was saying, like I did last time, it's not really that much different. I think maybe because I wasn't there when they had those 7 sin bins, maybe there was that massive emphasis on it, which caused a huge drama with that game and that shit show, obviously, and maybe they've taken a step back. But at the moment, it's just been normal. Not much has gone into it. Maybe I'll have a better update towards thing, but we've only had one training session and nothing's really been pointed out at the moment. But
that's no good for us, is it?
Yeah, sorry, I can only tell you what I know.
Just make something up.
Yeah, Jai Arrow's head was hanging off.
Speaking of Jai Arrow, his dog has attacked the dog of Jason Demetriou, the coach. So there's another subplot, like as if we haven't got enough shit going on and building up.
It wasn't on International Dog Day, was it?
No, that was Saturday. I think it was bring your
But
dog.
when was the attack?
Sunday. So they must have had a training session on the Sunday, and they must have had International Dog Day off. Obviously, you're going to have International Dog Day off. So they've gone, oh look, we'll bring the dogs to work, mate. I don't think you should be bringing your dog to I don't think you should bring your dog to work. I don't think you should bring your dog to training. Like, it's a brand new facility out there. What was
his dog's been in a bit of...
It's not the first time Jairo's dog's been in trouble, is it? But like, imagine on the training ground, one of the dogs starts laying a cable. Like,
yeah, well, that's on the owner to go run and pick it up.
Oh man, like, look, I get it. People have dogs.
And Jai Arrow's not playing this week.
What have you done to my dog, Jai? You meant this, didn't you? Who's put you up to this?
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Dogs fighting at training. Yeah, but I wouldn't be bringing... I don't have a dog, but do you have a dog?
No.
You wouldn't bring it into training?
No, I didn't get brought up with dogs. My nan used to have a dog, and it didn't like men or boys. And like, it'd be great with my sisters, but with me, it took me like a long time to like get in the house and like calm this dog down. I'm like, fucking hell, I just want to see me nan. Like,
I almost have a fear of dogs.
Well, I have a bit of a fear due to that. Nothing worse, going over to someone's house and like they're like, oh, it likes you, and you're like, I'm really uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
And it stinks. And you're laughing, and it's great. It's your pet.
He's probably thinking you stink worse.
If you don't pull the dog down, I'm gonna kick it because I'm feeling threatened.
Yeah, when I was younger, I got bit by a dog on my walking home from school, and then ever since then, like if I see a dog walk past me, it kind of scares me a little bit. Like if it's a dog I've met before and I know it's all right, but. And I remember sleeping at one of my mates' house. I was sleeping on the couch, and I woke up, and his dog was just staring straight at me, going, and those two memories have just scarred me.
I
wouldn't be scared of a poodle or something like that, but
do you watch The Office at all? Were you ever across The Office? Well, David Brent used to bring his dog in. It's like, no, if you bring your dog
not
to
into
work,
The Office.
If you bring your dog to work. You are David Brent. Come on, Nelson. Come on.
Nelson.
That's what David Brent called his dog, named after the
Asafa Solomona.
Let's leave it at that. Mate, the injury crisis just before the finals. There's a few spanner being thrown into the works. Ponga, AC. He's not going to play this week. Knights are guaranteed to play finals. I think that's that's easy. You just jab it up. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, well, it's nice. Being a fullback, you use your AC once a game.
That's true. The Storm, Hughes, a sprain of the medial.
Really?
But sprain, not a grade 1. So I imagine he'll be right. And they've sort of said Harry Grant.
That's a doozy special. Game's over.
You reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
You're smelling a rat there.
I'm smelling a rat. That's a doozy special. Game's over. 10 minutes to go. Was the game over with 10 minutes to go? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old medial.
I
know what he's doing.
Harry Grant. Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, have the week off. Harry Grant as well. Apparently a shoulder issue, but early reports he'll be fine for finals. Warriors.
Back to Hughes, actually.
Go on.
Have you ever heard of these ligaments getting sprained? Because I've heard it all year now. Like, Tooheys sprained his ACL. Sam Walker sprained his ACL.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
You have like...
What does that mean?
I've heard of like sprained ankles. Well, that's an old school injury, but then it turned into syndesmosis, right?
Yeah.
Or is that the same thing?
Sprained ankle is... I don't
I don't know. Like, I can remember.
A grade 1 maybe syndesmosis.
I don't know.
Look at us, brain trust.
Yeah, get the NRL physio all over this podcast, picking us apart.
But yeah, I've just...
I know what you mean.
It's been a reoccurring thing. I've never heard of a sprained ACL. And then I'm hearing sprained MCL. It's all of it.
Yeah.
But if it's anything like Sammy Walker's, like he had a lot of trouble with that for a long time.
Yes, he did,
Like
didn't
it's been 6-7 weeks. Sprinksy was on though, so good to have him back.
I tell you what, he was great, wasn't he? He was really good.
It offers us that attack on both sides now, whereas Luke Keary was a lot more dominant.
Yeah,
Ball sort of knew he was getting the ball more often than not, and when you got Sprinksy in there, it kind of gives you that unpredictability.
Yeah, it gives you another dimension to your attack. He was really good. But back to the injuries. The Warriors, Tohu Harris, Metcalf, he didn't look good. Harris, I reckon, will power through. The Broncos, Carrigan with a Liz Frank, but they said he'd be right for finals. Reynolds,
Liz Frank?
Yeah, but low. Oh, sorry, not a Liz Frank. No, sorry, not a Liz Frank.
I was going to say, if he plays with a Liz Frank,
you know what? People shouldn't bring that up because that confuses you into thinking it's not this. I don't want to know what he's not injured. I'm just going to announce to everyone today, I've not fractured my skull so far. I've not broke my leg. You can't talk about what you've not done. Whoever reported that, I think it might be our friend Ben Dobbin. Actually, in fact, it was Ben Dobbin. Ben Dobbin from Triple M telling everybody what they've not done. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Yes, he's gone out with an injury.
And I'm just going to list everything.
But he's not broken his femur, so
yeah.
It's
Brilliant.
looking good. Thanks, Ben Dobbin. Great work.
Yeah.
Let's get his address out there.
That's for another show.
That was such a good chat. I love that.
That is Reynolds as well. Calf. We'll see what happens with that. But I don't think he'll play this week. There'll be silly too. We've got Reece Walsh. He had a bit of an. Did you see? Tarpany?
Some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
What, the Tarpany hit? It's play on though.
It's absolutely play on, but it was just so funny. Oh,
it wasn't funny if you Reece Walsh.
it was absolutely funny. He'll
be all right.
He didn't miss, did he?
No, and Tarpany can hit. Jesus Christ. The big one though, Jerome Luai dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah,
goes back in. I don't think he's playing again this year. It's too risky. It's not worth it. Like if that comes out again, he's screwed. Because if that injury happens in May, they're just going to rule him out for 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Where now we're going to try and get him back for a prelim.
Yeah.
Like what? How many? What are we talking there? That's
4 weeks.
Not even.
Yeah, we get the week off. 3 finals games with a week off.
You can't, mate. It's too high a risk of it coming out again.
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't know.
If it comes out again and then he needs surgery, then he's not playing next season, which is bad for both him and Penrith. He's off contract. Like I know he'd still pick up a good deal wherever if he chooses to leave or if he stays. Like it's not going to affect his market value, but that's going to be on his mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if the 3-peat's on the line, he will try play.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think he's the type of guy. I think it was the same with Cleary. If Cleary did the same injury, I feel like they would try push through. I mean, Coops played with a broken scapula.
Yeah, but that's completely different.
Yeah, it's a lot different because
he plays a very different style.
Yeah,
like Jerome Luai is all action.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see, but that's my opinion. I think he will try. Whether he's successful.
Yeah.
But then again, I know if I was a player in that thing, you're not playing if you're 50%. Like you're not going to go out there and let your team down by being 50%. You're gonna have to have the confidence to be able to play.
I just worry how much this really affects Penrith's chances. I know, like we look at the ratio of, like they've played without Nathan Cleary this year and been successful. but their record with and without Luai is
but a lot of the time that they're without Luai
is for Origin.
they're without Cleary. So
that's true. Geez, you pick apart these stats. That's you know what that is, Cheese? That is a lesson to anybody. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics. So you can get statistics to paint pretty much whatever picture you want. I was trying to paint the picture that Penrith have got no hope without Luai. You dig a little bit deeper, scratch beneath the surface, and what you see is that stat.
Yeah, that doesn't mean too much.
It's absolute bollocks. But I do think he will be a significant loss. I think teams will be able to attack Nathan Cleary, go after him like significantly more, and almost put an extra number on him. With all due respect to whoever goes in.
Well, it didn't really work on the week because when Luai went off Cleary, he played pretty damn good.
He did, but
they didn't
still,
get the win. Yeah,
they didn't get the win, and I reckon teams could really.
What's their record without Edwards? I'd like to know.
Don't know. Not
off the top of your head.
I've not got that one because that wasn't into my argument factor. But I think teams would be able to really game plan and have a strategy to get after Nathan, really take away his time wherever side of the field he's on. You'd put your fullback on the opposite side and then the extra number on him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a huge loss because he's a big part of the culture there as well, whether you like it or you don't. If you're into the boombox or you're not, like he drives the culture there. He brings the energy. He's an integral part of not just that team, but that club and their culture, which is obviously has paid dividends for 3-4 years now.
Hopefully, Para have helped us out quite a bit there. Obviously, now the minor premiership's not guaranteed for them, and they might want to go for it. And you don't want to go into the finals after 2 losses, so I hope they're ready to make a statement
against the Cowboys. Against the Cowboys.
Go Penrith! Woo!
Mate, Papenhuyzen back. We talk of all those players that are out. One guy that was back and made a great comeback after such a long period of time away. Showed a lot of courage, was willingness to get involved, was Papenhuyzen. Come good at the right time.
Yeah, it's been a long journey for him. I'm very happy for him. He does a lot. Even when he was injured, he done a lot around the club. Like he took sessions and stuff like that, like coaching sessions. Yeah, this little thing he used to do with this graph and that. I wasn't not a fan, but it was nice to get him involved.
Put graphs up there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been an incredible journey, and he's played 4 games now. 4 games, like you'd think.
I reckon he might start this week.
I think they might put Meany at half, eh?
Yeah.
Meany at 6, Munster at 7, Hughes, perhaps at fullback.
I think you could be on to something. We'll know tomorrow.
Who are they playing?
Brisbane.
In Brisbane. You're welcome, Brisbane.
But
game plan.
That's gone from a game that could mean so much. Storm can't drop out the top 4, so it doesn't really matter. But
love that.
Broncos can seal a minor premiership.
Does that mean they played this game and then next week they play each other again?
Yeah. As long as Brisbane win.
There'll be some. I reckon it'll be.
If Brisbane win, yes. If Storm win,
there's a chance Penrith could.
Yeah. So imagine that as how weird that would be, going into a game, going right, lads.
Yeah.
If we win today, we get to play Penrith. We won a finals. Or if we lose, we play this team.
Yeah.
That is.
Do you think it'll be a boring, like not a boring game, but there'll be a lot of secrets hidden?
Oh, you're not going to show your hand. You're not going to put on a trick. Like imagine that off a scrum, someone puts on a trick play, double bluff the bluff. No, I think it'll be very conservative. Both teams will be just looking to get through it. Brisbane will want the minor premiership. It's been a long time. It'll be a good success story for them. But
how long?
All focus will be on getting everybody through.
20 years?
2000.
23 years.
Yeah.
See how I worked the maths out there?
Great mathematics. Another player, another fullback, Total Cola from Manly. He was sensational. The Dogs were piss poor, but he's just got speed and a bit of a headache for. Like, he was very sought after, especially from rugby union. Manly convinced him to stay, and I reckon it's on those questions start to get asked about whether Turbo comes back and plays in the centre and there's less load on him and plays a little bit like he did for New South Wales when he can. Yes, he's named in the number 4 jersey, but he'll just be given license to come in and
I've got no idea.
That's all right.
I've got no idea what they'll do, but Jesus, that boy's fast.
He is very quick.
You see that one where he made the break and then he passed it to another big fast fella?
On the where Saab came on the inside. Did you see it? I was at that game yesterday, and the Fox did a chip regather. He wasn't at full base, but at full pace rather. But Saab got back and got the ball off the second kick. It was like, ooh, okay.
I saw Jason Tubbs' sprint coach. I don't know what his name is, but he was offering anyone in the NRL $10,000. You put up 1,000, he puts up 10,000. Winner takes it.
For what?
If you beat Saab over 100 meters.
Oh, right, over 100 meters. Yeah,
that's a pretty fair game.
I'll take him on a 2.5K time trial.
I reckon he would beat me if I started at the 40. I genuinely.
Yeah, I reckon he'd get me.
He's definitely getting you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's the boy is fast. Anyway, geez, been a great show, but now it's time for this, my favourite part of the show, getting to some of the fans' feelings. Let's go.
Fan feelings. Nothing more than how do you feel?
All right, fans' feelings, all thanks to Tooheys. How good are these little black platinum extras, by the way? Clean and crisp lager. I am enjoying that. 6.5% as well. Nice little kick.
Long-time fan of the Buy Around podcast, my old man, Shane Smith. He went to the pub yesterday and he went up and ordered a Tooheys just because of the show.
Oh,
2 jugs of it, actually.
Keep them coming. First question from Super Mario. Is for and against points a better indication of how a team's season is compared to the points? No.
Super Mario. I think that's Cameron Murray.
Surely he's not writing in to ask me our opinion on that.
Well, the Souths do have a good for and against record.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's him trying to... No, it's not. I think there's a bit of an indication there, but it's certainly not a better indication than points.
Yeah. Scoring more tries, you'd rather getting more wins than scoring more tries.
Absolutely. Mr. Lucas Godfrey, what props should the Bulldogs chase to replace TPJ? I'll take this one, Cheese.
Yourself?
No. They've got Takiaho coming in.
Oh, well.
Which will be good. But I reckon maybe it's time to reevaluate the situation with Luke Thompson and maybe look to try and convince him to stay.
Where's he going?
I don't know. It's not been announced yet. He's not got a contract for next year as of yet. I think there's a couple of clubs chasing him, but if I were the Dogs, I'd make a play back at him. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Because there's not really many middles knocking around, is there?
No, not really. All of them are going to the Dolphins.
Who's going up there?
Flegler.
Oh, Flegler, yeah.
They got some good signings, the old Dolphins. Flegler and
Averillo
and
Farnworth. There's still time as well. Last question. Ben Dobbin. Hello, Ben. Jimmy, did you do anything for International Dog Day?
That's actually Den Bobbin.
Well, Ben Dobbin does.
That's Den Bobbin. Sorry, Ben. It's not.
Oh yeah, it is. It's Den Bobbin.
He's read that wrong. Sorry, Ben. It's not you.
Yeah, sorry, Ben. I'm not going to give you any credit because you don't know how to use a computer. So there's no way you would have wrote that in. No, not computer, smartphone and Instagram. Ben Bobbin. Well, Ben Dobbin does do a lot of bobbing. He's like a big float. Did I do anything for International Dog Day? No. It's quite sad that there's a day, an international recognised day for dogs. A little bit strange. I always wonder, like, who had that idea? What's the process behind, like, an official internationally renowned day for something?
Is the government, like, if the Matildas won the World Cup, what's that? The Matildas won the World Cup day?
No,
I'm all for it.
They were going to have a
day off.
A day off, a national holiday. Which
Would
I think
you have to name that as a day though?
No, it's just that's just one of those. The government play a trump card for a big event. If a big event happens, but for International Dog Day, you don't get your day off for Dog Day. It's just like they have International Women's Day or Women's Day, which is.
Do we have? Is there a Men's Day?
I don't know.
There must be. But do you think it's a bit discriminative? Is that a word?
Discriminatory.
Yeah. Because like, is there a cat day?
Probably.
And like, okay, we'll go left field. Is there a donkey day?
Probably not.
See?
I know what you're saying. Like, why do we?
What makes a dog more important?
Is there an international? So World Donkey, so there's World Donkey Day, but this is International Dog Day. Basically, what happens is when you have too many of these days, you dilute the currency and you dilute the effectiveness of it, because then people could go, I'm going to compare International Dog Day to International Men's Day or International Women's Day, and you just go, you know what? It means nothing.
True. To be fair, if you're Chinese, some animals have a whole year. The year of the rat. The year of the tiger.
International Bow Tie Day. National Power Rangers. Like the old...
What is international and national? What's that? Is there a National Dog Day?
Yeah, International Dog Day was Saturday.
Yeah, but no, national, not international. Because the National Power Rangers.
So is that National Power Rangers as in it's just Australia celebrating that? So if you're a nation, a recognised nation by the UN, you can celebrate Power Rangers.
It sounds like the days are just given by a mass amount of people.
Oh, it's a US day. Those bloody Americans.
But yeah, it just sounds like if a lot of people root for that thing, it's going to happen. It's not actually like a legal thing.
But what do you do for International Dog Day? Your dog doesn't even know it is. Do you know what I mean? They have no concept. And surely, if you're a dog owner, like every day's Dog Day, like it's not going to be internationally recognised.
Yeah, the dog doesn't wake up and go, "Oh, it's my day off today."
Yeah. Oh, what did I get? Oh,
although
gotta get ready.
The farm dogs might be.
They get like a special.
I don't have to fucking move the sheep today.
Yeah, but they still do. What a farce! National Sports Day. When this podcast is released, I'm sure everybody is across that.
More herbs, less salt there.
Jesus Christ.
I'm done.
What a time to be alive.
I'm done.
What a time to be alive.
First of all, it's a shit day because there's always more salt than herbs.
What? A friend of mine got in touch and liked my use of the word cretin in last week's show when Midweek Matters. And I'm going to say, if you celebrate International Dogs Day, you're a cretin.
I don't know what cretin means.
You
need to get like a word of the day going for you.
You suffer from cretinism. It's a bit like an idiot.
Well, I feel like an idiot now.
But you didn't celebrate it.
Yeah, true.
So you're not in the category, but what a time to be alive, eh? International Dog Day, more salt than pepper or whatever it was called day. National Power Rangers. Like, what's the worst day Who's getting that one past the keeper?
Maybe
And who gives that its official tick?
Maybe
That's what I want to know. I want to know who's on the board of the days.
Maybe our fans can help us out with that one.
Maybe
Do
they
some
can.
research because I'm not researching.
No,
that.
I'm not going to research it either. I'm
And
just gonna-
research the worst day that's been made
Yeah,
up,
let us
'cause
know what you think is
more herbs than salt is pretty bad.
that is
It is pretty bad.
like who's getting excited for that? Oh, you know what?
Let's not go no more.
Jit, what have I done? You know what today is? Bloody International More Herbs Than Salt Day. And I'm an idiot. Don't eat it. Don't eat that. Put those scrambled eggs down because I've fucked it up, haven't I? Forgot what today is. Anyway, that's all from the Jam and Cheese. We'll catch you next week. Get in
Thanks.
touch, listeners.